serious public health crisis is brewing in Bayelsa State as flood had exhumed corpses from graves. Residents of Aeroplane Road in Yenagua, Bayelsa State and Fl00D local government area of Delta had on Monday raised the alarm over floating corpses from submerged cemeteries in their environment. Flood had been ravaging most part of the country. The federal government said that over 603 persons have died, 2 million persons displaced, and hundreds of acres of farmland have been destroyed since the flood incident began. Residents of Yenagua in Bayelsa State on Monday raised the alarm when they spotted the floating corpses. They called on the state government for immediate action to avoid a public health crisis. A resident of the community, Mr. Emmanuel Oden, lamented that the floating corpses had become a recurring development during flood, adding that relocation of the cemetery is long overdue. Oden further alleged that corpses at the cemetery were often buried in shallow graves of about 3 feet rather than the recommended 6 feet prescribed by law. The morgue at Fl00D General Hospital and Olodiama had been submerged also with floating corpses as a result. Reacting to this development, the Bayelsa State Commissioner for Environment and Chairman of Bayelsa Flood Committee, Iselema Barambiri, confirmed that 3 floating corpses were recovered and reburied with the environment properly fumigated. The floating of corpses were actually reported. First, as Commissioner for the Environment, I got the report of a floating corpse and directed my head of health and sanitation to get the corpse reburied. Later, 2 more corpses were recovered and reburied, and environment was properly fumigated. The entire Fl00D local government area is submerged with only the council secretariat still standing because of community effort. We've been able to dislodge the flood by blocking entry points with sandfill sacks at the community waterfront through our earlier effort. Now the flood level has risen and we've been making similar efforts, but we've run out of resources as a community. However, more disaster was recorded in part of Delta State on Monday as many villages in riverine Fl00D, Patani and Burutu local government areas of the state were sacked by flood as their homes have been submerged by the flood. Speaking on the unfortunate incident, the chairman of the Fl00D Federated Community, Berekeme, said neither government nor political leaders from the area has responded to their call for help.